What is up, YouTube? Dottz Gaming here, and welcome to part 2 of my How to DW Frost in PvP guide. This video will cover macros. If you haven't watched the first video yet, I'd recommend watching it. The link will be in the description. It is talents, glyphs, gearing, and stat priority. So if you have any questions on that, go check that video out. And the third part will be about abilities and rotation. But let's go over for this video macros. So honestly, Frost is probably the easiest spec I've ever macroed in my entire life. You really don't need many at all. It's actually kind of nice. So in terms of just general, you should always have these macros. Now I know you can keybind them in the keybinds, but I just use macros for them to keep it simple for me. So target arena 1, target arena 2, target arena 3, focus arena 1, focus arena 2, focus arena 3. I have those bound to the front row of my Naga, so I can switch targets very easily and very quickly. Now this cancel macro, very important. You want to put in anything that you would want to cancel that you can steal with Dark Sim that you might want to get rid of. So like Hand of Protection, Ice Block, Divine Shield, Dispersion. I just tossed in Breath, Lichborn, and Conversion just because, I might want to cancel those. So have a nice cancel aura macro. It's a very important thing to have. So on to Frost macros. Yeah, I know you see all these macros after I just said there's not a lot, but this is my unholy macros as well. So, alright. First macro, focus Mind Freeze. It's pretty simple. Just Mind Freeze is your focus target. Focus Dark Sim. Dark Sim's your focus target. Focus Death Grip. Death Grip's your focus target. And then, honestly, I tossed this in here too. Because I run Showblanes, this is like a focus root, so it's very useful. And then I also have Focus Strang, or if I run Asphyxiate, it'd be Focus Asphyxiate. So I run these focus macros for Frost because, honestly, I play TSG. So a strategy we'll use, so if we're up against a team and we're dealing damage to them, I will focus Death Grip the healer in, so I don't have to change targets or do anything. You focus Death Grip the healer in, and you keep dealing our damage, and we just cleave the living crap out of that team. So by bringing the healer into the fight, first of all, you bring him out in the open, and then you can get some cleave damage on him. Dark Sim is also useful, so you can Dark Sim your focus target, which I will set to the healer sometimes. So if it's a druid, I can try to Dark Sim Cyclones without changing my target. Same thing with Mind Freeze is good because if you ever run past a healer and you see him casting something, you don't want to have to switch targets real quick and then kick him. You can just kick him and be about your day. So the next macro, okay. So a nice quick presence changing macro. /cast Frost Presence, /cast Blood Presence. It just puts your presence changing on one button. It's very easy. Now this is my big ol' Swifty macro that's only 2 lines, and I'm only using one of them right now because I have an Alkaladen for my badge because I got an epic one. Basically put anything that you're want to put on your Pillar Burst in here. So Blood Fury, Unused Trinket, obviously Pillar. If you're dueling, potions, anything that you want to macro into your damage, stick in there. Honestly, that is it. I don't use very many macros as Frost because you really don't need to. There's these focused macros for me, I use them for quality of life. I would recommend using them. That's it. You have focus macros for key abilities, a presence swap, and your damage. It's very easy. This is honestly one of the easiest specs I've ever played for macroing. So honestly, if you're new to macros and you don't really ever use them, this is definitely a good place to start. DW Frost, definitely a good spec to start with. So nice and easy, sweet and simple. So again, if you haven't watched the first video, watch it. The third video, also take a look at it, abilities and rotation, because that is where probably the most debate is coming, whether or not Obliterate is worth it. So, thanks guys, I'm Dottz Gaming, I'll see you around.